Hey, the no typical blur here. So this is what my office looks like. Wow. It looks way messier than it is. There's a reason for all this stuff. Um, these things back here, I do kind of want to clear out. Um, but I think it adds a little flavor, right? It makes it feel more like an office than a basement because this stuff over here gives you home vibes. Coming in super 4K, that's cool. And everything, I guess, since it's a backdrop, it looks crowded. There's a lot of space here in the middle. Anyways, it's been a while since I've went live. 11 days, I think. Let's see. Much has changed. Whenever we talk about life, I guess, in general, but in the crypto market, lots happened every roughly 2 weeks or so, right? We just had earnings, and that seemed to have effect. I mean, Bitcoin's always going to have been on this trajectory up. We finally hit the 82K. I would have wanted to pay more attention to the last week, especially. But even in my last live, I'm pretty sure I was pretty busy. I was pretty busy, and when I can devote more time to this, it'll be a lot smoother. So I'm not saying, hey, I would have caught all these moves and we would have made so much money. I would have been so active. That's not really it. It's just more about being in tune. Um, however, where I am in tune is that I do believe that we are seeing a lot of this confluence that's happening. So, like, yeah, the stock market keeps hitting all time highs, which that seems to be gravity defying. But we were always looking for that to happen, anyways, right? With Bitcoin eyeing the 82 to 85K region, we finally hit there. I started doing puts on Google. Then they released some news that like Anthropic is going to be devoting $120 billion or $120 million to them or whatever. And I guess I got into the puts a little bit too early. But as it always is kind of the case, you can't really perfectly time the market. You're not going to be late, right? You're not going to late buy. You could be late and sit out, but a lot of times you're going to be early, right? If you're buying, it's going to be early, whether you're early an hour or you're early a week. So I believe that I am early in the sense where it's soon. We did take a lump yesterday. Zcash went and did some crazy move up to like $600. I'll show this on screen here. Kind of crazy. So we decide to play it. Where is this? Is it any alert? No. Zcash. This guy right here. Yeah, we tried to be a contrarian here. This is an hourly chart, like kind of in the 500, like right below 500, and then it did one of these things. Um, so, took kind of a lump here, but you know what that really got me to realize is Or and Zcash moved heavily. They straight up Or did a 50x, and then Zcash did like I don't know 20x or something like that. At the same time. And that kind of marked the top. Everything was kind of already done by then. I'm not going to say it's exactly the same, but it's very interesting how it's happening again. I was able to sell a third of our stack kind of within the $70 to $80 range yesterday, which is really nice. We've been holding it. I thought about buying it down here. in the 30s, but I was like, we have enough invested. So it it went up 125% from the bottom. We didn't sell any single one. We've been staking. We've been getting extra ore every 2 days or so, and yeah, so we were able to correctly. Thank you, Iman, for actually reminding me about the ore stack and taking profits. We were able to unload a third of it, and this looks like it might be the top. And similar to Zcash, um, people are going to be thinking that there's going to be more, and possibly it is, but you know, it really seems like people are going to try to front run, maybe because it's earnings right now, that this week is still going to be an up week, but there will be front running the top before like some sort of news comes out. um and I could be completely wrong too, right? Ethereum could just smash, and then Zcash goes all time highs, whatever. But I highly doubt it. It's basically it hit both targets in one day. Then it hit this alert that I've been having set for a long time, basically on the top, on the nail, and then it's retracing. However, I'm not going to short a Zcash here. This is more you want to watch it play out. It would be very surprising if it's going to hit this alert up here too, which would be all time highs. Whatever though, I actually did end up buying the I guess you call it a long-term play. It's there's a stock that's similar to MicroStrategy, that's doing a MicroStrategy type of accumulation on Zcash instead of Bitcoin, and they're only worth $100 million right now, and so that seems very cheap for a long-term play, especially if Zcash. It's like a no-brainer bet. So MicroStrategy is currently worth $65 billion. So yeah, I mean, that's like 650x from here if it was to achieve the same market cap. If it really does catch that whole, hey, privacy and quantum proof or whatever, that 7K could turn into, I mean, I highly doubt it. It's the Winklevoss brothers, and they're really good at just taking profit and scamming. But it's if we're looking at 6,500x, is that what it is? 65x times another 10, so 650x times 7,000. Yeah, I mean, wow, that would be great. So very easy kind of bet there, even though I'm short-term bearish, even medium-term bearish on Zcash here. So yeah, am I going to short it? No, but there's some crazy coincidence here that those are pumping, and then Bitcoins are hitting that kind of top range. It's not just going to hit, it might, but it's not going to most likely hit 82 and then go down to 40 from here. It'll probably hit it, consolidate a little bit, go a little higher, then kind of come down. So monitoring the situation closely and seeing kind of this thing come to fruition. Like, I basically haven't touched any of these TradingViews charts since the last time. Everything that I've done has basically been on stream, right? So it's kind of hitting this area now. I'm going to move this over. And maybe like I wouldn't actually consider that the case. It would be something like that, right? So this might be the first jig, and then we double jig up into this area, and it's over. Like, I would love to get my shorts in over here, and then ride it down. That looks great. I am looking forward to that. Miman, if you're watching this, these are the notes that I'd like you to take, because this is the move. This is the gigantic play move, right? I'll even take a screenshot here. And then get this over into the journal, right? So it's like gigantic play potential. We've been waiting for this. We've been waiting for this for a long, long time. It's been months. So And even if we miss it, like I don't want to put too much pressure on, like, yeah, we have to nail this move. But I've already started some puts in the stock market, and I'd like to potentially maybe even put some puts into Bitcoin. I don't think the volatility is too high. It's been moving relatively smoothly here. So ideally, you want to get it on the way up. So setting a limit order there would be nice. There's so many things, like we haven't really gotten into a groove yet of like what is the best thing to do. Like there's the journal, and then there's the Confluence, and then there's the Discord, there's the charting. There's like a lot of things. I don't have the freaking capacity for all this. Like even if I did, I probably shouldn't do all these things. It should be like keep it simple. Um but I think the main thing should be reading my own notes in my Discord, right? Because that's what's going to keep us on point here. Um, so what I'd like to say here is buy puts on BTC, on what is it, Bybit, because they offer options. Hopefully it's pretty liquid, but let's take the bet, and then let's live with the outcome, you know? This is what we do. This is part of the game. Um so yeah, oh, I did want to visit. So this is interesting. I put a fractal in for the Solana and Ethereum. Potentially what could happen here based off of, I guess, here in this area. This looks similar to this. Yeah. It's like, will this repeat? Well, we got this initial jig, right? It came down to retest it 1-to-1, and then now it popped, and Solana's at $89. Now, I am feeling that there's a chance that Bitcoin, Ethereum consolidates, and then these altcoins have its own little mini run. I am feeling that can be the case because Bitcoin already made its move. It's weird how Ethereum is just lagging so heavily, though, like the majors are, and we're getting like some decent movement on crypto coins. It's already past the, the the daily close, but you would see some pretty good results up here. Um, so that is quite interesting to me. That like this could totally be a thing, right? And that would get us, say we were to top out over here. That would get us to next week, you know, when Trump, everything is going into May 15th. The the moon thing, the moon cycle thing is in May 14th, and then we have our president is going to visit the president of China, which was postponed. That's huge. We're gonna have peace treaty resolutions, OPEC things, oil and whatnot. So it might, it actually makes sense that would top out over there, right? It's like buy the rumor, sell the news, whatever the news is. So I think that's I literally did write that on this sheet over here. Like we're starting to get a little crazy here. Too many tabs. Um where? Okay, so we have is it in the journal? Yeah. Journals where our gigantic, this is what we're looking for, right? For gigantic trade. Yeah, March 30 was an amazing potential there. That was a literal bottom at 71K for Bitcoin, and we're up to 82 now. And we would have to held for a month, right? So it's kind of a long hold. But we need to remind ourselves that, you know, 50% move on 100K equals 50K. Doesn't matter how long it takes, as long as the bet resolves in your favor, right? I kind of forget this. Like, I wasn't letting things ride throughout April. my excuse is that I have to hold on. Let's record all this actually. So my excuse is that I am not watching the charts. I don't have time. So therefore, I'm having these bad habits, which is to take profit or close positions or not have longevity in the market or not bet heavy. And there's some validity to it, but it's just a excuse, right? If the homework is done, you put the bet. So let's say in this instance, it was Zcash down in the 200s, right? And it would have been March 30th. So, and I was in Zcash, not a big position because I was in a big position here and then I kind of closed up here, great profit. But then I bought back down here at 212 and then sold somewhere in this area, probably closer to when it was coming down, right? If the play was to sell it, like have it resolve, either stop you out or when Bitcoin hits 82K, which literally happened yesterday, then we'd have 175% move. Like that's huge. You put 100K and you leave it there. What stopped me from buying Zcash actually is the funding. It's like it's 0.01% funding, which is probably like $6 an hour. Imagine holding that for a whole month and then nothing's happening for like 2 weeks. You're already up 40%. You might just take the profit, but it makes the move. That's a lot. You're talking about 100K turns into $168,000, right? And you just set the stop loss down here, and that's it, right? You risk potentially $5,000. 5% stop loss would have it at 190, I think. Oh, hold on. If you're buying it at 212, your 5% stop loss would be at 200. I would probably try to make it 10%. So you're just risking 10%, a 10K to make 160, right? Um, and then holding it and just like leaving it there. There's times to do that. And granted, I kept trying to do that here back in February, and like it just kept coming back down. And when it finally made the move, kind of like what Trader Mercury was saying, he was like, "You're gonna miss the actual bottom because you're gonna be tested so much." Um, and he is correct on that. It's your fortitude goes down over time. Like if the move, I'd gone over this in a previous stream too. If this didn't exist, right, and it went straight from here up to here, easily, I would win that. But in this period, I'm actually losing money slash breaking even close to it. And during this whole accumulation, and by the time it makes this move, I'm already in take profit mode. Like, well, I'm gonna just take this 5K. Like I round tripped 5K 3 times, let's say, right? And then out of the round tripping, I actually lost money. So instead of making 15K, I end up losing 2K. So it's like, okay, I'm actually up 7K now. Let me just take this money here. And then it's like, boom, you could have been up 160, 160. So there's like a subtleness to it. Like I remember when this was happening, and it's on stream. When this was happening, I saw it hit this mark here. I was not thinking about buying, even though like I knew, hey, we made the move, we're finding support, it should move now. Like here is still a 80% move. That's insane, right? This is where you kind of have to go hard. And but I'm pretty adamant at this point since we've hit this target here and this supply level, this is the top for Zcash. Like if it goes up, like whatever, right? I think most people, most traders would have sold anyways. If anything, it's just the people who are holding long term. I believe it's going to be the top. Just like in October, October 10th, remember that fateful day when our OR went 75x from here. Zcash pumped like almost to the day. Like I'm going to overlay OR on this one. And it's going to look pretty similar, I think. Or crypto market cap. All right, where's this thing? Erased. Where is it? Is it here? No. Oh. Add. Don't add. Or this one. Or supply. It's called or supply. Let's use this one. Boom. Okay. Here it is. Yeah, you see, look at the overlay on this. So or obviously went up way higher, right? But if we started at down here, it went up extremely. It went up like 75k, 75x. Yeah, that's insane, right? We're not gonna look at that, but let's kind of trace the movement. It's very similar. Like they move very similar, and it's so strange to me. Like down here, it kind of bottomed a little later, but we're pushing this area here, right? While Zcash is pushing this area. Now, would I love or to just go and hit all-time highs again? Sure, but there's no reason for that, and I don't think it will. So it's good for taking profit. And yeah, if you, my point here is this, nothing was actually doing well in the market when these two coins were running. Things were quite bad, actually. So the fact that they're pumping again, right, means to me it's possibly a confluence signal that we're nearing the end of this pump, like the whole crypto pump. I like that overlay. That was cool because, like, if I put Bitcoin, for example, which is a solid one to compare, it's not gonna match 1-to-1 like that. I don't think. Where is it? Yeah, look how crappy. Look how crappy it is. Right? It's just flat. It doesn't do anything. Right? There's no. It's just it's basically the U.S. dollar. So like, let's put something else like Ethereum, right? Because Bitcoin's main one, but then Ethereum's the biggest altcoin. Let's see what that's done. Friggin' nothing. It just doesn't. It doesn't look the same the way that or looks eerily exactly the same. Right? Boom. Look at that. You got these. You got. I mean, it just performed extremely well. But here, this looks a little better. You see these down moves and then the up moves and then it comes down and up. Like this is really close to each other. Um like is there another coin that does that? Like let's go for River was a runner. Let's see if River. This is probably the last one I'm gonna compare because we can do this all day. Here. Boom. Okay, so River was an amazing coin that happened to do too. I should have played it on the. I did play it on the way up, but I should not have played it down on the way up. Could have played it down. Anyways, this was a crazy February for me. Yeah, different. So that's my point. Is like the likeness between these two coins is very interesting, and they're both kind of doing privacy stuff now. Last one. I want to see Solana because it's functioning pretty shitcoiny. All right, yeah, it's functioning just like how Bitcoin and Ethereum are. It's super interesting what's happening here. But yeah, if Zcash is to hit all-time highs again, I think Or has a chance of doubling again here. So we'll see. Stay tuned for that. We have a bunch of Or, even though we just pruned a third of our position. Um, ooh, all right. Last one. Hype. Because Hype's been doing actually pretty good. Hype's been doing pretty good. It's more steady of a move, and yeah, it's just I don't know. It's very interesting how Or and Zcash are doing this thing. It kind of messed me up during this run too. I didn't realize it was a bear market in crypto because these two coins are doing extremely well, and they happen to be the two that was on my iPad. It kind of messed me up a bit. So I didn't follow Dr. Profit the way I should have, even though I was kept preaching like, "Hey, Dr. Profit's great." Um, but yeah, so look at all of what's happened on Or. Like again, I haven't touched any of this stuff. It's like working out perfectly. It broke down, which is why I didn't buy it again. But then once it kind of came back into this area, this base area, it found support and now we're off, right? Like this is so good. I would love to buy more Or at 55. Like once it does, when it hits 55 or like since this is a shit coin, it's not as liquid. It might come down into the high 40s. It's super worthy, I believe. I went through the entire um Discord yesterday because I'm like, what the heck? Why did it like almost triple off the bottom? And there's a couple of things. There's like some marketing thing, some new marketing person is hired, and some minor community updates, but nothing. Like, yeah, sure. There's a lot of people who there's a lot of community members that enjoy what Or is doing and are very active, but that's normal. That's like a regular thing. There's no like fundamental change other than Zcash is running, Dash is running. We're getting privacy coins moving. Or is very undervalued here if it's a privacy coin the same way, because it's built on Solana. So, and then that would bring us into Coal, which is like the copycat version. This might run. If Or runs, Coal will run. Coal will run. Godel will run too. Godel. It's not even in a. Is not even in TradingView. But yeah, I mean, let's see what it's done off of lows. It's already like kind of tripled off lows. Not bad. They're building a treasury and putting some Or, I believe, in their treasury too. But we rejected off of this area. I'd probably, damn, hitting local highs would be 60%. It still might be worth waiting, but it might do another one of these things if Or catches a bid. Um, so I'd probably want it to get above this area, another 20%, which very reasonable actually. It's not unreasonable to see here. Yeah, this is a messy one because nobody's really playing it. But oh yeah, let's take a look at this Binance Coinbase premium thing. It's still Binance kind of dominating, but look. This is pretty insane, right? Like we could have played this a lot better because we were aiming for this 82K for the longest time, anyways. It just has a way of being elusive, like people paying attention less. I don't know. Like, how do I blame the psycho? And maybe the market's boring, so I want to put more time in other places. It's just strange. But yeah, it's looking like this whole time we were going up. It's a Coinbase premium, and We're still kind of going up on a Binance premium, which is interesting. I don't like that. That's a signal. That could be a signal of a top. So yeah, one more push up. I'm gonna put my bets in, shorting the hell out of this thing. Dr. Profit's on our side here. He's still looking for the market to go up still, which is fine. I'm just gonna wait for him to flip, and then we'll have very firm conviction. One thing that I did want to show is what I have here on my iPad. And it's difficult because first thing is Zcash. Zcash was interesting. The reason why I entered a short was because we were in this area here, and I thought this was a good resistance zone, which I drew out like many weeks ago. The fact that we're kind of breaking down into this, like naturally, I don't want to short this anyways. Like if you were going to short, you'd want to do it at the 600, which I'm not doing that. But this can break out. Like finding support down here and breaking out is bullish, actually. So if it breaks down further, now we're looking at a good short. It's like very counterintuitive. It's like if it's gonna go down anyways, why don't you short higher? You make more money. But if you're targeting a breakdown here, so you break down stop loss at 5%, and then you basically target. It can keep going. Yeah, this is not bad at all. It's a 6-to-1 ratio. We'll try to make it a 5-to-1 ratio. And yeah, that could potentially happen soon. We'll keep that there. This happened, but it was delayed. It happened more like this, but it was the target was correct. Yeah, this one didn't really. It just happened faster, way faster. Zcash tends to do that, honestly. Oh, it was more like one of these actually. Bing, bing. It just went straight up, and that's kind of you kind of expect it to happen here. No. And then it's like, oh crap. Well, you expect it to happen here. No. And then finally, it just boom, explosion, right? But the move, like, think about what this drawing means. This drawing is like a reaction to a bottom, right? That's why I put it straight up. And so, like, this is important. This is an important distinction. There will be a reaction at the bottom, and this is what it looks like. It's more drawn out. And then when you get the final move of that reaction, it's going to look like this, where it's basically vertical. And so we had everything happen. So like this happened. What was the other one that happened? Freaking this happened, right? So it's like there was a base, and then there was the spring. And the spring doesn't happen immediately off the base. You have to create a base. There, that's the lesson. Yeah. So that was pretty cool to kind of see this and how it reacts to the drawings. That's my target there if I'm looking at one. Why I'm kind of bearish is like we didn't hit our target on BTC yet, but also like Ethereum is just so freaking weak. And then the stock market is doing extremely well. Earnings is about to be finished. Once earnings season finished, I believe that it's going to be we're going to take a multi-month break from the market here. Like it's not going to go up, it's going to go down. But Ethereum's making me sad. That's what it is. That's what's making me feel bearish because like this supply area just cannot be breached. And like it's these multiple fake outs that's so unfortunate. and ton is up like 50% today. There's like scam pumps everywhere. I don't know, man. I wanted to go to 2600 though. That's our objective here. But Ethereum is just I don't know. It's not a coin that I'd like to play. And Flood has been saying that too. He's like, you know, if you want to see mental disease, just trade Ethereum, you know? Okay, but anyways, I'm going to leave these drawing here. Right? At some point, remember, we're shorting, right? So at some point, we're eyeing this target to go down. This doesn't really look all that bullish to me. Like, even in a vacuum, the Ethereum chart looks like AIDS. It looks like a staph infection. It's terrible. Like, wow, what a short opportunity if it happens, right? But I'm not doing it yet. I'd like it. So like, I'm more confident in doing it if we get it into the supply, right? Right now, it's kind of like logging. You don't want to short here and then have it go up. You want it to go up and then short it. So at any rate, Bitcoin actually looks a lot more productive here. And we should readjust the timing once again. Didn't I just charge you? Oh, it's the mouse. It's the timing thing once again. We wanted it to happen during the new moon, but now we're in the full moon, and then it happened, and whatever, right? We just have to kind of readjust these drawings. Like, this is somewhat accurate, but not really. It's kind of being drawn out too, which makes me a little bullish on altcoins, right? Whenever Bitcoin's kind of doing this move, it's not so drawn out. It's still making a productive move up. You're gonna find more energy in the altcoin sector. And we're seeing that happen. Like Ton, for example, we just got a alert for. But yeah, Wolf was a good play. I added this to my super long-term positions down here, and it's up 18% in like 2 days. That's shocking, actually. I wish I would have bought more. Like, we talked about this. Wolf was like our primary target, right? We saw it breaking out of this channel. It came up. It found support back down here. We bought some down here. Boom. Up 36% off of the retest. And we're in uncharted territory. It's going to keep going, man. Like, with all this AI infrastructure stuff, it's got Google backing and everything. I would just hold this forever. Naturally, though, what we're probably going to see is something more like this happening. I don't think it's going to come down 99%, but it'll find a base here off of this move. Maybe somewhere down here in the tens, but then like when this AI infrastructure bubble blows up, it'll blow up with it. But you can't really time it like that, you know? So, anyways, I would highly be interested. I would highly be interested in collecting some more down here. Yes, I am a buyer down here. I would add to my current position. But yes, Wolf, it's on the iPad list for a reason, and I can't actually put this fractal here because it's gonna bug me out all day long. But yes, that's what it looks like. Great move on that. Obviously, when a move goes your way, you wish you put more money into it, but that time has gone. Like I'm pretty cautious about this market right now. Like a month ago, a month and a half ago, when I had like full allocation, it was like, all right, well, I guess we're just gonna keep going. We're gonna double and everything. But now I'm out and shorting. So what's going on with this guy? Is it actually doing the fractal thing? I mean, I don't know what this is gonna have. What's gonna happen here? This is a crazy V move. I wonder what Colin is thinking about the market. He kind of nailed the bearish thing. Then he apologized for being bearish when it was bullish, and I don't know what his stance is now. But this definitely did not play out. This absolutely did not play out. Um, Maybe a double bottom here. That would be interesting. Get rid of this. Yeah, this surpassed anybody's expectations, I think. Like, who's damn in like how long? This is literally that March 30th period, right? Boom. That's incredible for the entire stock market. Not good sign though. This is all led by like the tech sector, um, which is heavily overrated at this point. So some re-rating will probably happen. I don't know when. I don't know when. And I don't think we're gonna freaking crash but 10-15% in the next month. But I do think that we will get a break. Like maybe if it's like that even, like who even knows, right? Something like that, something like this. Either way, I'm capitalizing on the downside. I got weekly and monthly puts, and I'm happy to add to those. Yeah, I'll update you on those positions. But there's like so much alerts to go through. How we're 41 minutes in. You can tell that I'm. It's been a while. I'm starting to feel the effects of even just being talking for 41 minutes straight. Okay, so I would like to let's go and review Dr. Profit, and then we can potentially go into these alerts. But I'll end up doing the alerts and the Discord stuff at some point. All right, cool. I like this. I enjoy just looking at charts, finding information, creating some ideas, and then placing a bet. I actually have come to find that this is one of my favorite pastimes. So, being able to, I guess, in a sense, take these shots and focus on building a work lifestyle around it is kind of cool for me. For me specifically. All right. And I'm sure a lot of people feel this way too about this subject. I'm back in May 2nd now. Just catching up with DP. Yeah, good job on that. I caught the early move here. All right, what's this all about? Short entry into the S&P. He already started his entry. Okay, I like that. I like that. I like that. Um, let's copy this. Put that into the S&P. This helps me build some sort of idea of where I'm going in as well. Because wait, why does it look different? Because this is on the monthly. There go. There go. There go. Alrighty then. Zoom a little bit, rescale it a bit. All right. We could have easily just looked at the dollar signs of the entries, but we're artists, so let's make it fit perfectly. There, close enough. Do the numbers look the same though? Frick. So TP1 is at 56. We're gonna tag these. 56 would be TP1. Just tag it on this day. TP2 is at 4,000. He must be crazy. 4,000. And then TP3 is if everyone goes broke. I mean, the only way this would happen is like everyone, all the insiders took their money out. And that's not going to happen. We're going to keep this charade going forever and ever and ever. All right, there. Because the rich people need to continue to be rich. Unless they're getting bailed out, which I don't know what kind of financial crisis we'd be in that would lend an excuse to have the bankers being bailed out again. All right, yeah, these are super crazy targets, but yeah, maybe down here I had it marked as well. So over at 5,600 would be a 23% drop. What? Oh, you know what? I need to actually put the short entries on here as well. There. The short entries. This area. 74, 68. Very close. We're very close to 74. The final short entry. 68. 66. Man, he's been short for a while. Jeez. That's rough. 74, 72 is the second one. 72. I mean, for him though, if he's completely wrong, I guess it's going to hurt his portfolio, but he's been right a lot enough to manage a loss like that. Given that we're at these very mature stages of where we'd short, I am happy with taking this bet and potentially eating a loss. Right there. Great. So. Yeah, I mean, we've seen this. It's not like a super special moment in time. This happens weekly almost, right? Where you buy a short dated option and then it goes up 5x the next day. It's just sometimes I have $1,000 in it, sometimes I have $100 in it, and many times I'm not playing. So if I'm playing and I'm putting big money in it, this would be the time to do it. Get the 5x on a 5,000, get a 5x on a 10,000. That's amazing, right? It's for the thrill. This is the type of thrill that I enjoy, is to put a high percentage bet and see it either succeed or fail. Okay, great. That was a nice little visit to the iPad layout. I'm gonna set an alert on this one actually to be like, all right, it's starting to move. Let's go. If you're not in yet, right? If you're not in enough shorts, short bigger. Yeah, that should wake me up. Here. Yeah, that'd be a almost 2% move. I don't even alert up here because tomorrow I'm probably gonna have shorting some anyways on Thursday, anticipating a Friday bad move or a weekend bad move or whatever. And whatever. Maybe it could be a weekend good move. And then the shorts get wiped. But that's how it works. Moving on. That was cool. Thanks for the pick. Why the stock market is going to crash? I think I read this already. I did read this one. So I will not read it again. The main warning signs. Is it ChatGPT? Because I'm throwing it in ChatGPT to give me a ChatGPT response. Ebitable Gemini. Please summarize this into 5 quick bullet points. Thank you. Oh wait, hold on. Do not do this yet. Stop it. I'm gonna add this. Oh man, he's talking a lot. He's talking a lot, man. Not reading all of this. I actually don't think that I read all of this because this is a lot. And maybe we need like 10 bullet points. But anyways, let's see what 5 says. Meanwhile, we have some moon analysis. I think I actually read this one already. It's kind of telling me, like, it's saying that it's supposed to be bearish, which is interesting. Like, new is good and full is boo. That's like anti to what I've typically thought. All right, what we got here? The long bullet points, which is good. It's a very long text. Delayed severe market crash for oil supply stocks. Yeah. Oh yeah, I did read this. Okay. Private credit. Sure. This could happen. I would be so happy to see another financial crisis. I mean, not happy in the sense, like, it would be thrilling to witness a financial crisis and actually understand what's happening. Because I was 18 years old when the last one happened, and I did lose every single dollar that I owned, but I had no idea what was happening either. The mechanic, it just scared me. It scarred me. So to be able to, I mean, also play it and win money, but just understand the nuance on what's happening. I don't know if it happens though, just because the government's been so good at bailing. Flashing warning indicators. The text highlights several macroeconomic flags. Great Depression similarities. Shorting strategy. Quick drop to a full 2008. And so I did review this recently, the 2008 collapse. It took a while. Like, there was this first drop, and then I remember when the panic day happened. Probably because that's when I lost all my money. But before that, there was like a drop into a recovery into like pandemonium death. And that, my friends, is how it's probably going to play out if it's going to play out like that. So if we look at, it's going to be a lot of candles, even though I lived through it. Like October 2007 to March 2009. That's how long it took, which is basically, you see this? So like 2008 is when I got hit big. I'm like, oh shoot, I'm buying more, right? I didn't know what was happening before then. But this move over 9 months was a 20% move. And then we had this another 50% move down in 6 months. So like 6 plus 9, that's 15. That's a year and a half of having this resolve. So, and you're gonna see a lot of dead bodies come out, like the Bernie Madoffs and all that. They suffered throughout this event, and look how small this event is compared to everything else. Like COVID was pretty bad, but this was worse. But it doesn't look that bad, right? Down 54%. You know, 1300. Yeah. So if we were to go down and hit his first target here, sure. And then the next fractal would be like this one, which is actually not as bad as the financial crisis. Let's run it. Let's run this whole model here and see what happens. I don't think it'll happen. I I would bet so much money that it wouldn't happen, but nobody takes that bet. All right, so this, right? We're basically looking at something like this. Yeah, that's incredibly unlikely. But if it was to start, it would end in November 2027. That's crazy. I mean, I almost want to just save this because um it looks so pretty. Um but yeah, like why would that make sense? So Trump came into office 2025. He leaves office in 2028, right? Is that how it goes? Yeah. So he would leave office January 2028, right? 29? How does this go? 25 to 26, 26 to 27, 27 to 28, 28 to 29. That's how it goes. Voting happened in 24. He came into office in 25. Yeah. So he gets out of office on this week here. Vertical line. New president. Right? And then we have October, where's it? November 6th is when. What the hell is this? This is where it's like elections, presidential election. Who knows what kind of fuckery is gonna happen going into this? But like, maybe this is the path. I don't know, but I don't hate this drawing in a sense. It's kind of eerily nice looking. It would be crazy though. Like that almost resembles this. We found a support here at the previous. Like I would figure that we find a support, which we did here. We would probably find a support here, you know, but we kind of did over here. So maybe it goes down a little further, but down here is insane. Like this crash through is a Bear Stearns type of crash, and I guess there was already a lot of cracks in place. But anyways, I like this picture. There. And it doesn't even hit his third target. His third target's way lower. You guys on crack. This is I'll just be like, this is a nice picture. This is a nice picture. Maybe not stream notes. We're gonna go into top signals, maybe long-term thesis, not long-term thesis. Stabilizing. This is a nice picture. We don't mind if the market goes up or down. We can make money either way. If it's down, it's cheaper prices. Better even for the long term, to be honest. Maybe something a government gets hacked or something. Who even knows what the reason's gonna be? They always find a reason. Okay, so freaking iPad. We're looking on the iPad. I will delete this, right? Let's just save it, and then maybe it'll delete or not move over and delete later. Um, yeah. So okay, Bitcoin looking kind of productive here. I don't hate what's happening. Came down into the supply area, and then now it's pushing back up pretty strongly. Um, it's Ethereum that looks like crap, but we're in the whites, which is nice. I don't hate that at all on the weekly at least. We're gonna have to go on the daily. Yeah. This will make it way more readable for the short term. Still kind of hate it. Still kind of hate it. It is trying though. One, two, three, four times now. Each time, it could get better at it. We didn't have nearly the same type of resistance on Bitcoin. So yeah, maybe it does come back up around. And I would want to play this going into 2600. There's still room, even if we get in at 24, up to our target is 10%. 10% of 100,000 is $10,000. Um. Oh yes, we were doing this. Okay, we're really close to up to date now. How can people? I see no reason. Okay. Damn, calling out these shorts. Yeah, it's like when you're stuck in this position here, you damn 60x, but he has a lot of good margin here. This sucks because yeah, that's another ouch. That's another like 24,000. He's done. He got liquidated. But you're kind of wishing for war and you're wishing for bad things to happen in order for it to prosper. It's just not a good place to be. You can't sleep. It just sucks. We need more pump. All right, here we go. This guy, more. Bing, bing, bing. Is this a Sunday thing or he just ranting at this point? May 4th. I'm gonna take partial TPs. Okay, he wants to short at 83.85, which I don't hate. I don't hate, but it could be getting front run right now, to be honest. To be. All right, what else was he saying about this? Sure. Da-da-da. Authors claim that ordinary people will lose their savings in a bank bail-in is highly misleading. While bail-in laws do exist for institutional bondholders, 250,000 per. Yes. Right. Okay. Next summary. Man, that was a lot to read just for that type of summary. Honestly. Oh, we're now crossing the hour mark. I'm gonna hop off pretty soon. Let's get caught up with Dr. Profit and then call it. Here's the 5 point summary. Type stop losses are a trap. Yeah, maybe you do 15%. The whipsaw effect destroys accounts. Yeah. That's kind of what we're talking about with Zcash and the accumulation, the base, and then not really having the ability to not the ability, but not thinking that it's going to continue to go higher because you just got whipped. Uh-huh. 50% low leverage, enter position. Make liquidation impossible. It's good. Mm. This is important. This is the most important thing. Greed overrides this. This is a great trading philosophy. Fine. Let's go ahead and copy and paste this whole thing into the journal. I like it. It's a good summary too. Thanks, DP. All right, quick reality check on this trading advice. While the author is entirely correct that lowering the core philosophy that winning is the only option and a trader should never use stop loss, cut a bad trade is highly dangerous. Here are a few blind spots in the author's logic. Impossible prices. Capital preservation. Professional traders don't view stop losses as programming yourself to lose. All right. Thanks. Thanks, bot. Has have you traded? Have you called every top and bottom since 2022? I don't know. I don't know. I'm gonna go with the person with the record, with the track record. 82. We need more pump. Something personal. Happy news for Bears. Yeah, inverse Kramer. All right. Well, anywho, goodbye.